Hi there, Fred, FR5ED with a silent 5, here with a beer review. But first, another look at my growing collection of items for my eventual home brewery. And here in my office, I currently have my two fast ferment conical fermentation tanks, and they're just sitting there for now. Have not decided yet what I'm going to do for controlling fermentation temperature. I'm either going to build my own individual chambers for each one of these with chilling and heating automated controls. That way I could have one beer in here fermenting at a certain temperature and another one in this one. So they're not both in the same chamber having to stick with one particular temperature. That's one option, which is about half the cost of the other option, which is to purchase a device for each of the chambers here, each of the tanks, a device called a brew jacket immersion. And that is a device that actually, they have lids that have a hole cut out here. And this device slides down in there. There's a rod that, is in the wort, the beer, in here. And it keeps it chilled. It's got a built-in chiller, and it stays at the exact temperature that you set it for. So that's inviting, but it has a couple drawbacks. One is that, well, I'm going into too much detail here. I'll go into more of this later. But anyway, there's some pluses and minuses to both of those options. I'll leave it at that for now. So let's get on to our beer review. This is Free Dive IPA from Coppertail Brewing in Tampa, Florida. I've been to Coppertail and I reviewed their Unholy Triple Belgian Style IPA, or Belgian Style Triple. And this is my second try of one of their beers. I like that Unholy Triple quite a bit. Okay, so some of the information on this includes the fact that on Rate Beer, it comes in at a 94 overall and a 91 in style, and that is after 55, not a whole lot, but after 55 reviews. Over on Rate Beer over on Beer Advocate comes in at an 87, which is very good, and that's after only 12 reviews, so not very definitive. Still, it's fairly well received so far. Pardon me. It's only it's only 5.9% ABV, and I don't know if I see IBUs on here anywhere. No. Okay, here's a bit of a commercial description and then we'll dive into this. Whether you're diving for stone crabs under Tampa Bay's Sunshine Skyway, which many years ago collapsed and they rebuilt it, just a little note, or just wishing you were, this beer's got you covered. Expect huge hits of citrus and pine aromas layered over a bright malt backbone, perfect for a day on the water. And that's the only commercial. Well, it does say expect huge hits of citrus and pine aromas layered over bright malt backbone. That's the same thing it said down there. Anyway, that's the commercial stuff. I'll be right back. I've got to get my opener. All right. Now we're going to pour it, smell it, look at it, smell it, taste it, and give our overall impression. So that's light. It is definitely on the lighter end of the spectrum for an IPA. I would dare say this is at the bottom of the SRM scale for IPAs. It's pretty clear, maybe a hint of haze to it. No particles, pretty darn clear. And it's a yellow straw color. That's pretty accurate what you're seeing on the screen there. Got about a 3-finger, mostly dense, almost white, off-white, but almost white head. And smelling it, couple of things. One, it's a combination of lemon and, that's hard to tell. Let me see if I can get some more aroma coming through that head there. It's not intense, and it is mostly lemon that I'm getting. Maybe some other, melon type fruit. Star fruit? Something else I'm smelling. Just going to take a look at the bottle and see if there's any mention of anything there that wasn't in the... Nope. Pine aromas. Huge hits of citrus and pine. That's right, it did say that before. I get the citrus and the melon. If there's pine in there, it's not a huge hit. And again, I'm not sure when this was bottled. It probably says on here, but I won't take the time to hunt that down and keep you waiting. So let's give it a taste. There's definitely a malt presence there. It's a dry, I'm going to call it a dry, nutty, you know, crackery, biscuity. You know, that's very typical of what I tend to say about malts until I broaden my palate and my education. But there is almost a nutty taste there too. And then on the hop side, I am definitely getting the fruit more like a... It's not lemon candy, it's more of a soft citrus taste. And plenty of hop bitterness. Again, I don't have the IBUs. Pretty balanced. More towards the side of the hop bitterness and the hop flavors, but definitely getting some of the malt in there too. Mouthfeel is, I don't think, any more than medium. Yeah, right about medium. It's nice. Wouldn't go on my list of favorites for an IPA, but I've been for the last, what, 5 years now, well, 4.5 years, pretty much centered on IPAs. This year I am going to be broadening my palate. Hard to tell it right now because another IPA, but definitely, whether it's something I purchased to try or whether it's something I end up brewing, I am going to be broadening the palate. I also like stouts, porters, so that'll be in the lineup. But as you saw recently, I tried again, I don't know if I'm saying this right, a Gose, G-O-S-E, Goose, Gose, Gauss, whatever. You know, that German-style beer, a little bit sour, but saisons, and I just want to really, you know, spread out and start learning more about the other beers. I just fell in love so hard and fast with IPAs that I limited myself for the last several years. So anyway, that's this one. It is called Free Dive IPA from Coppertail in Tampa, Florida, and this is Fred, FR5ED. Over and out.